Then you see, you go into meditation on the Karasura. Yeah, you can use meditation for we can use the walking around beach or laying down at the beach or whatever. You can use for meditating on emptiness. So while you're walking at the beach, so I'm using an example as beach. I'm using one example, but you can do anywhere, trekking or pilgrimage, whatever you see, you can do meditation. But I'm using the beach as an example. So you see, one thing is, I'm not going to talk much because the subject will finish. Kasure. First, mainly I mentioned three things. As I mentioned earlier, for those people who were here those weeks, I mentioned I mentioned, you see, the I which exists. Exists in mere name, merely labeled by the mind, by your mind. And also by mentioning that, by describing that, then introduce false I. You see? False I. So, Kasure, which have been appearing to you from beginningless rebirth, not only from this morning, not only from birth, from beginningless rebirth to you. And 100% interest, you interest in that, the real I. What appears from there, you believe that's real I, that's true. 100% interest in that. So, you see, that is the false I mentioned quite some time ago. So anyway, so Kasure, so what is that? First, I'm using an example. The I, see, so the thought focusing on the aggregates, and then the same thought making up the label I. See, merely imputed. That thought merely imputed the I. Nothing else. That's all. Nothing else. Nothing else. So nothing more than that exists. Nothing more than that. What you have to know is nothing more than that exists. All that you have to understand that. You have to discover that first. Nothing more than that. Slightest more than that is prasangika, madhyamika, prasangika view, object to be reputed, subtle object to be reputed, if you understand. So, anything slightly more than that, or the object to be reputed, gakcha, what's the person gave you, madhyamika person gave you, So that I want to exist, just that's all. Nothing else more than that. Understand? Then you see, next second, it appears back. So when it appears back, it's supposed to appear back middle level by your mind. It happened just before, but could not recognize. Just before, 1 second before, but could not recognize. You see. So they appeared wrong way. Because see existing problems of sight. What's the matter with that is that negative imprint left collected from beginning but in your mental continuum left by ignorance, root of samsara, the ignorance holding the eyes truly existent. Existing promise, existing by nature, or real one. Interesting, that's real, that's true. That ignorance, as well as I can go. All that left negative imprint, so negative imprint projected that on the middle level eye. On the middle level eye, then you put this projection, decoration, projection on the middle level eye. Then you say then the eye appeared middle level, real one. Something more than what is middle level by mind. If you go very subtle, So completely exact problems that of course the gross. But if you go very subtle, something slight more than what is middle level. Appears. Then you totally trust on that. So now there's a fourth eye. You created your ignorance, created, projected, decorated. The fourth eye. Fourth eye. There's an eye appeared from there. You understand? So like that. Now you understand. Like that. You see, like that. No. So that fourth eye. So that is totally false. There is no such thing. From beginningless, but it has never been, never existed there, never happened there. So we always believe, 100%, that's real, that's real body, real mind, real sense, real body, real mind, real, form, sound, smell, taste, real, the real senses, everything is real, some are real, real environment, real hell, all the real, everything real relationship problem, real relationship, real husband, real wife, real children, real father, real, all that we see. So now, from the false eye, you got the idea. How the false eye created by your ignorance, created by the negative imprint, left, right, ignorance. So now, use as an example. So that is false. So therefore, whole entire hell, enlargement, samsara, nirvana, happiness, problem, everything, our life, whole world, your whole world, real, is not there at all like the real eye. You understand? So that's the weird totally in the hallucination. All hallucination we believe real. Oh, this is real. You know, it's a hallucination. We think real. Oh, then it's suffer. Then suffer. What if you had the real? What if you had the all of that. So okay. So okay. So you see, that the real life. Oh, here, you see all these water, ocean, water, all these negative people, the whole thing, and you realize walking, whole thing. You see, like that false eye, appears, like that false eye, like that hallucination. All that is hallucination. So, use the eye as example, the false eye. The eye appears from there as example. Then you see everything's like that. Our eye, actually, the old people in the ocean, everything. So, it's like, you see, you're not sleeping. Yes, you're not sleeping, but it's like, so that's why we put the word like exactly like dreaming. Exactly. So that's the dream in the daytime. Dreaming, we're in the dream. See, everything we believe is real. So like, you see, when you are dreaming, then you believe everything. When you dream, believing everything's real. Oh, whatever it's exactly that in that time. Exactly that. You understand? Oh, that's why the dream is so much used as an example. Oh, so effective. So effective. So effective. Like dream. Exactly. So, is that so everything, you're walking, think. I realize real action, real road, real as a sand, beach, you know, there was, so see. So here now, like while you're dreaming, you are aware that I'm dreaming. So this is not real, this is dreaming. Oh, that's correct. That's correct. Oh, I think, yeah, correct. Many practitioners, they do practice in the dream. They can recognize the dream, not real. They can recognize the dream. Yes, all like that. Like that, while you're walking the beach, so you see, you meditate, look at all this as hallucination. Look at all this hallucinations as there are hallucinations. You understand? Oh, look at all this while you're walking. Look at the practice of awareness. Look at all these hallucinations as it is hallucination. Okay? Oh. Here, the whole time it's going up and down. You see, meditate, you know. Oh, you see? Looking at the hallucination as it is hallucination. So while you're dreaming, you recognize it's a dream, so nothing real. So, you see? So, you're calling this a dream as it is dream. You see? All of that, you see? So, that's one practice. See one one practice. It's good. So it's the same thing. It goes through meditation. Everything is empty. Is appear with existing from inside. Then by looking at the hallucination, then it goes to emptiness. Reality is all the empty. You do not exist from inside. All it goes there. You understand? So then the other one is Khasure. The other one is so it's dependent arising. So while you are walking, the middle level I is doing the action, middle level walking on the middle level beach or middle level road. Then there's the middle level water, seeing the middle level I, middle level seeing, middle level water. So extremely subtle, unbelievable subtle. Them seeing middle level people, middle level seeing the middle level people. Negative people, middle level negative people. Everything you see, you practice mindfulness in that. You see all that time awareness. Very profound, very deep, very profound meditation. So that's one. The other meditation is, you see, then while you're walking, up and down, whatever, you see, then Khasure. So everything appears real from there. Existing from its side, exists by itself, truly real. So, you see, empty. That's empty. It do not exist at all. Even atom, I, action, object, seeing or seeing all these things. So, not saying this do not exist. No, it is the way it appeared them. Do not exist at all. So totally empty. So you mentioned that again. So basically, I mentioned the three things relating to that. But so you can. This is a meditation on emptiness. While you are alive, it's very busy. While you are alive, it's very active. So I say, even while you are having a meeting with the people, even while you're alive, while you're having a meeting with the people, so like meditation like that. So they're excellent. So very interesting. So you enjoy unbelievable. So that time, you see, even somebody criticizes you, even somebody says negative things to you, to your eye, but it's not there. You see, he's criticizing me, she's telling me this, criticizing, you see, but the eye is not there. This eye, that eye, me, is not there. I told you. It's not there from the head down to the feet, you can't find. Nowhere, neither here, nowhere in the world. Neither you're in the room, not in your shoes, your nose. Nowhere. Oh, you see? So I was very interesting. It's very interesting meeting somebody criticized you, this you did this wrong, that wrong. You see, there's no that I. There's no real I. You see. So you don't feel hurt. You don't feel hurt. So you see, there's no real I there. So, for example, I mention one thing. While people are criticizing, suddenly you meditate. The I is there's I, but it exists only mere name. It exists only mere name. So while you're meditating on that, it's impossible to get angry. So you see, anger does not rise. All your mind is in that state. Mindfulness in this state. So the people criticize whatever, impossible to get angry. But goes, you forget that after some time, then again the I appears real. Then of course, if you're interested, if you believe in that, then of course, then as I read to you the Lama Tsongkhap's quotation, you remember? Oh, so then you see, by believing that, then anger rises. Anger rises. By believing this real I that appears, believing in touching that. Then Kazure, you see, Kazure. Then you think, this is harming me, this is helping me, the attachment rises, this is harming me, anger rises, the fool are this. See, in the reality, of course, this real I is not there, as I mentioned to you just before. So this, this I, something exists slightly more than what is the middle level I is. You can't find slightly more than that. From tip of the hairs down the toes, nowhere you can find. So your mind is not that, your body is not that, even the whole aggregate is not that. So that doesn't exist in the world. Nowhere it exists. So, sorry, yeah. Sorry. That finishes. Sorry.